Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with SimplerOptions.com, and in today's free video I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about the similarities while still respecting the differences here between Target and Walmart. So in yesterday's free video we spent some time discussing how we had laid this trade idea out and the thought processes going into it. The main structure of this trade idea was that if you're just looking at the daily chart, you may have been able to make some various arguments for it. It's had a nice run from the lows back here at 66. But when you take the bigger swing into account from this high to this low, we were right at a 618 retracement, which is an area that would typically vouch for an area of resistance. So we covered a couple of the spread ideas we could work around that. And I always like to tell people, don't flip over to Walmart and think just because it's in a similar sector that it is going to follow through in exactly the same way. But instead, step back and look at your technical levels. Now this one is interesting because it does actually conform to a lot of similar patterns, where if we were to take, and let's look at this fresh, we take from our previous major swing high, which we're working right here at $90.97, and run it from that high down into your major swing low. This type of work always helps me because you're thinking, this was a very serious sell-off from 90 down into 55. All that we've really done through this move is retrace 50% of the sell-off. So not only are you back into a key area of resistance, but you also have this, which is what I would identify as just being some basic overhead supply that should act as resistance. And then one other thing that may not always be quite as easy to see, but if you zoom in just a little bit on this, it's also worth noting that when you come back and look at these previous rallies, swing low to swing high, and analyze their point value, and then you can find instances of that where you have the exact same relationship, the more pieces to the puzzle that you can put to this that back your way of thinking, the more that it just tends to create decent trades. And with that symmetry coming right there at 74.56, it's just one more thing that has me looking at this to the short side. So how do we position for this? Well, we had a little bit of this exposure in Target, but it's worth pointing out which types of spreads that, if this goes in our favor, we won't really have to mess with it, versus those that you do want to manage. Situations like this, where we just had a straight up call spread, you're well out of the money and have a good chance to allow those expire worthless. With the unbalanced butterfly, this is where it gets kind of interesting, and I like leaving these on because if we happened to see a rally back up into, let's call it 73.50, that's where your 73 call would still have some intrinsic value and just be that much more beneficial to the trade. Looking at the exact same concept in Walmart, and I did this thinking that Walmart might be a little bit more sideways than Target, which just completely fell over, but it's getting yourself positioned in a very similar way. So if this stays above 70 but below 72.5, that is best for these butterflies, that we'll have to manage the short call spreads. If it just rolls over, then the short call spreads help us tack on a little bit of additional bearish deltas, and combining these two are a great way, I think, of stacking your earnings trades, varying your Greeks, and being able to run through the report. So we'll see how Walmart reports in the morning, but I thought comparing those two just gave you a couple of patterns and technical ways of looking at executing those. And then lastly, I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of the live trading that Chris is going to be doing on this Friday. It's going to be from 12 to 3 Central Time. He's already run through the strategy class, but if you'd like to sign up, you will get the recording of that. You can apply that to what I'll be doing on Friday, and I think it will be worth your while. So if you like that, I hope to see you at the live trading. Otherwise, have a great night, and I will see you at the next free video.